What's up, guys? So clearly it's still dark outside, and no, it's not. We're not. Technically, we're still at night, and it's actually 5:45 in the morning. So why are we in the car at 5:45 in the morning? Well, my family had practice this morning at 5:45, so we had to wake up around 4:45 in order to get here at 5:30, at least 15 minutes earlier. So we're about to hit the gym. But before that, I'm going to do this little like Q&A with a question that I've added myself at the end, because it's something I want to notify you guys about, and that's pretty much it gonna be for maybe, and also maybe a posing routine, since we're 8 weeks out, and you guys can see how the progress has been going on. This week I kind of changed my split, at least for these two days. Like today, instead of doing legs, I'm gonna do chest and bis, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do legs, since today I'm posing, and I feel like all my chest and bi days is where I look the best, and I can see really how my physique is really doing. Well, let's get started. So I wrote these down on the phone and just realized right now that I can't read them because I need the phone to record. So let's try to remember what some of those questions are. So the first one, so let's start with if I'm doing any cardio. By the way, guys, all these questions are not only like questions that are asked to me online, on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. It's also involved, like, on a daily basis, like when people see me, they ask me questions and stuff like that. I find it interesting for you guys to know that too. So one of the questions was if I'm currently doing any cardio. Well, I currently am not really focusing on a cardio, like, hey, this day I'm gonna do cardio, since I work as a referee 3 days a week at least. I'm at least getting a nice maybe 4 hours a week of, like, let's say constantly jogging around. But I also try to put a day into the actual gym and do some cardio, maybe around between 10 and 20 minutes. Nothing too hardcore really, since my deficit is pretty low. And well, that's for that question. The other one is that I can remember would be, this wasn't really a question, but I really want to talk about this. It was, when you think you're gonna be too skinny going into this competition, at the body fat percentage that you want to be. Well, yes, I might be skinny, but I do believe that if I do it well, it's gonna be, because going into this, when you compete in men's physique, well, in some men's physique, you don't get split up by your weight, you get split up by your height. So you're gonna be with people who are definitely heavier than you, people who might not look as heavy as you. So it's a lot of playing with the perspective on the day, how good your body looks on that day, if you're bulky, if you're not, if you're 1 inch taller, if you're tan, super tan. It all depends on those inputs. So I really don't like, and I'm not really thinking too much about whether I'm gonna be too skinny going into this, because when I was around 130 pounds, the beginning of last year, is when I was at my 6% body fat and was looking pretty shredded, but I was kind of skinny. I'm gonna try to put that picture up right now. And so, as you guys can see, it's not that I look skinny, but I am shredded. Now, that's not what most people would agree with, because anyone can be skinny and look and has a six-pack, but it took me a while to get to that kind of skinny shredded, because I was just a skinny fat. A lot of people are familiar with that. They just have really are just skinny and don't have anything. That's the type of my body type is. But now we're gonna decrease, hopefully, down to at least being 15, at least 10 pounds heavier than that, to be able to reach that body fat percentage. So hopefully being around 140, 141, you know, maybe we're gonna have to go down to 138 to 139 and then kind of bulk up again. And sorry, someone's fasting and they think I'm fucking crazy, but sorry, it's just flashing everyone the car lights. But you know, it's really a mentality. I mean, what I care about is to use this as a challenge to myself and see what I can do with my body when it comes to leaning down and getting back to that under 10% body fat, and seeing how my body is looking, see if I'm good with the proportions and all that. So I'm not too worried about going in skinny. You know, I'm getting a lot of hate on that, but that's not what I'm going for. I'm really going for the proportion and seeing how well I've progressed in the last, you know, in these past 2 years. So going into let's see what other question. Oh, what I'm currently waiting, and also what I currently weight, and also what I've been eating to lose this weight. Well, this is gonna sound a little bit unorthodox, since really, to cut down, you know, normally you would count your macros and stuff, but you know, I mean, not saying that I wouldn't if I could. It's just I've been really like struggling with having the time to cook meals sometimes, and you know, do all this. This week is gonna be much better, at least I think. And also, you know, counting, you know, knowing exactly what time I have to eat, because sometimes I'm in class, sometimes I'm doing projects and stuff like that. So really what I've been trying to do is just go on a caloric deficit and not really focusing on counting exactly my macros, which is kind of bad when you're about to compete and you're only 8 weeks out. But you know what? It's been working so far. I'm currently weighing 147.8. So that's a pretty good weight for now, because I would have to lose maybe 1.7 pound, 1.1 pounds every week from now on in order to be at where I want to be the day of the competition. So, you know, I don't know. Some people are gonna be like, "How you're not even gonna?" Some people are gonna be like, "Your body fat percentage is not gonna drop since you're gonna be losing muscle and body fat." But trust me on this one. I'm doing it this way, you know, for many reasons. I just know myself, and I know that when I was at that low body fat percentage, I wouldn't be looking at my macros and stuff. And when I actually did, is when my body fat percentage would be the highest. So I'm just trying to go with that unorthodox way. Just let's see how it goes. You know, if I fail, I'll learn from it, but it's something I want to try. This is all about a challenge, guys, and experimenting how there's different ways you can actually cut down. And lastly, I went to the sports medicine you know, office in the school to get myself checked out, you know, if because I felt like, you know, one shoulder's higher than the other one and one hip was higher than the other one. But they told me that, you know, they don't really like fix you there. It's just more like they loosen up the muscles and stuff. And they told me that I had to be 2 weeks out of upper body exercises, which is like drastically a lot. Which means that if I'd be 2 weeks out, if I let 2 weeks out of my plan, it would be totally like impossible for me to be ready on time. And we try to talk about it, you know, told them, you know, I have to compete and stuff like that, and we try to figure out a way. She said to definitely drop the weight, you know, by a couple pounds, 5-10 pounds, because if I don't do that, then it's just gonna get worse, and then if I'm looking for that proportionality, I'm not gonna be finding it the day of the competition, because I'll hurt myself. The reason my left shoulder is raised more is since my traps are being tighter on this side, and everything here is like just she said I burned out all of my fiber muscles, which is pretty sick because that means I've been working them out a lot, which is not good in some way, but at least I know I've been working them out because, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm not. But yeah, that's what they basically said. So I'm just gonna drop down the weight today, guys. I mean, and so on, and just really, you know, since we're not going for powerlifting and stuff like that, we're really just focusing on cutting that fiber. I'm gonna drop down the weight. I mean, it's psychological. It's really hard for me to do that, but I have to do it, and I have no other choice than to do that in order for me to be ready. So yeah, guys. I mean, that's what we're gonna do. That's pretty much it for today, guys. I'm gonna see what else I could what else I could make a video about. But right now I'm about to hit the gym and then do a posing video. The gym opens in 4 minutes, and I gotta find my shark card to be signed in the gym. And this weekend was hell, but it's over with. And I almost forgot. There's a surprise on the website. Make sure to go check it out. There's a new tab in there, and I'll tell you what it is next video. But go check out the website affitwear.com, and definitely go check out. Definitely just go check it out. It's pretty sick. Fallon, you know, designed the new website. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I should just stop talking. People have been passing and looking at me like I'm fucking crazy talking in my car for the last 15 minutes alone, burning out the gas. All right, see you guys later.